There we go. There we go. Yeah, we can lower that. Back with another episode of the Playback Reel, episode 10, NFL Week 8. Oh, there we go. And the New York Jets seem to be the main topic of the town for the NFL. They ended up coming back from a deficit and beating the Cincinnati Bengals 39-38 after they announced that Nick Mangold had passed, mind you. So that was like the one of the biggest tells that they was gonna win the game, the emotional victory, the high, you know that type of shit. And the moment I saw them get that 2 point conversion, that's when I knew, oh, these niggas finna win. Because they had no reason to go for the 2 point conversion and end up getting it because it got overturned. And they had two running backs with passing touchdown, which is crazy. Thursday night football, the Vikings got destroyed 37-10 by the Chargers. Not a big surprise there. Mind you, that's when that whole NBA gambling scandal kind of surfaced, so they kind of had to lay low. And Carson Wentz, he's also on IR right now, so the Vikings are kind of fucked. Sunday, the Baltimore Ravens won 30-16. Derrick Henry passed Walter Payton for fifth most rushing touchdowns in history with 111 against the Bears, the team that Walter Payton played for. Talked about the Jets winning 39-38 over the Bengals. The Bills put absolute belt to ass to the Panthers 40-9. The Niners lost 15-26 to the Texans. The Texans were favored in this game for no apparent reason. But for whatever reason, the Niners could not stop them. They were the only team in the NFC West that played, so they lost the game. Try to keep the division a little bit closer. Next week, ain't no telling what's gonna happen because that division, it's all over the place with them three between LA, Seattle, and I almost said Arizona and San Francisco. Like those three, it could be any of those three winning that division realistically. Eagles won 38-20 over the Giants. Besides the game, they lost more than that. They lost Mr. CTE, Cam Scatterboo, ankle injury. It was nasty when I saw it. I was like, ah, damn. When I heard it, I was thinking, oh, this nigga probably got a concussion or some shit. No, this man ended up dislocating his ankle. I was like, yeah, nah, I don't like seeing shit like that, to be honest. And he got carted off the field. And that was like that was a nail in the coffin for that team, especially for that day. It's like you knew it was over with after that. Falcons got destroyed 34-10 with Kirk Cousins as the quarterback. That was one of the upsets of the week. Browns got destroyed 13-32. Somehow Shador Sanders still ain't seeing the field despite getting their ass beat. Cowboys lost 24-44. Joe Milton finally hit a deep ball. And Denver just dominated from start to finish. No other way to put it. Same with the Bucks, 23-3 over the Saints. They benched Spencer Rattler, the rattlesnake. Put in Tyler Shuck, the veteran rookie quarterback. He looked decent, but it didn't really make a difference. I think the Saints are in the same position regardless of who they have at quarterback right now. Colts put belt to ass against the Titans 38-14. Jonathan Taylor went the fuck off. And the Sunday night football game, the Packers won 35-25 to the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers did not defeat all 32 teams he's played. He's beaten 31. So he fell short in that aspect of things. Who we got in the stream? What we got in the people? What we got? He said, is it cold in Tennessee now? Yes, it's cold as shit. Like, it was like 30 something degrees this morning. It's been raining all day. I hated it. I fucking hated it. Hydroplane like 3 fucking times. What up? What up with you, LeBrie? What's good? Said this week was wild. That Jets game was still the wildest one to me. Cause it looked like they was out for a while. It looked like they was cooked. Like they go Pacheco running all aggressive and shit. But yeah, the Bengals, it looked like they had this shit in hand, but then you see Joe Flacco go to the locker room at one point for no apparent reason, like on under his own power, just walking back there like on some NBA shit. It's like, yeah, something ain't right about this. Something ain't right. So I don't know what to make of the Falcons. I agree. Like they're essentially a 500 team. That's what it looks like at this rate. I don't have a lot of hope that they're gonna catch fire anymore. I think that's kind of gone. Maybe if they get a new coach, if they move on from Raheem Morris at some point, then maybe I'll be back on the train of the Falcons. But right now, yeah, they seem like the same old Falcons. Says below 60 in Tennessee. Yeah, it's been below for a minute. For a hot little minute. It's been chilly. I've been having to pull out the hand warmers and put them in the pocket. And if you don't know, I'm sure some of y'all people in the north know about this shit. But if you don't know in the south, man, you just in your inner lining of a jacket of a vest, crank open them hand warmers, shake them motherfuckers up, put them in your inner line, and they'll keep you warm for a good 4 5 hours. Sometimes even longer than that in the cold and shit. It's like your own little personal heater. So are the Niners gonna go on a losing streak? They might. They might go on a very small one just to keep the NFC West interesting, but they might go on a little losing streak. Because I mentioned before, they can only lose so many players till it starts showing up. Like they've been winning despite losing Fred Warner and players before that, but you lose another player here or there, say wide receiver, etc. You might be a little cooked. Steelers defense is the most expensive, worst defense I've seen in a minute. We knew they was going to go on a streak at some point. If you notice, all the AFC North teams besides Baltimore lost this week. You had the Browns getting destroyed. You got the Bengals losing to the Jets. Sunday Night Football, Steelers lost. Ravens the only team to win. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs, though. And they need Lamar back, too. I don't think for real Hundley. They got lucky against a Bears team. But if they play the teams that I mentioned in, I think, December, it was like the Packers, the Steelers, the Bengals, like all these playoff contending teams and shit, that's when you really get to see what really shakes out of the Ravens and why I don't think they're going to hang. This ain't the first time either, even in the big win against the Dolphins. You could have benched Dylan Gabriel and put in Shador just for the sake of it. We know what's going on. Yeah, I saw that shit on Twitter too. Nobody feels bad for him because he took the money. Nigga said it's a nice 40 in Baltimore. That is insane. That ain't a nice nothing. That's a cold as hell. That's what that shit is. Fact that the Falcons couldn't run the ball on the Dolphins, one of the worst defensive teams. There's been a few games where the Falcons have struggled like that. I think against the Panthers was another one. They just either abandoned the run or it just wasn't effective. When you would think it should be. 8-9, getting another middle draft pick to this upcoming draft. The Falcons been through hell ever since that 28-3. Ain't shit been right since. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I think they made one playoff appearance, and that's it. Other than that, it's been mediocrity. Sure, you got the new stadium, but just pure mediocrity and embarrassment. The refs had beef with the Giants and Steelers this past weekend. Nah, the team I saw getting hella penalties, even though they won, was the Denver Broncos. I don't know how many times. I forgot. Number 24 got penalized last night against the Cowboys. I was like, damn. It was like back-to-back plays, back-to-back drives. I'm like, geez. It was frustrating. It really does destroy the flow of the game. It was that touchdown Kansas City. Travis Kelce. How far do I think the Pats can go? And do I see May getting a chip? I think New England done winning championships overall, but I think they could make a decent little run because they seem to be getting better and better every week. I've also seen people start to talk about a Mayfield Patriots Super Bowl. I know somebody in my Discord posted like a picture it had like the Eagles with I think Jalen Hurts, the Bucks, Baker Mayfield, Drake May, and Patrick Mahomes, like hinting those four teams being the last teams in the playoffs this year. Do I think the Patriots could make a decent run? Yes. The Eagles, they seem to keep winning despite all this drama. Sure, they've lost the game here or there, but still they keep on winning. And Tampa Bay, they've been red hot essentially, even with losing players. Had a ball don't lie moment. I don't think so. So Winfield Jr. got robbed 2 touchdowns this week. Yeah, that's some hoe shit. That's some hoe shit. You can't forget, there's the gambling aspect of things too. That's like on National Tight End Day, certain tight ends still didn't get touchdowns. Like Jake Ferguson, the league leader in touchdown receptions for tight ends, didn't get one. Tyler Warren didn't get one, even though they put up all these points on the Titans and pulled their starters. So yeah, they know what they're doing. Titans fire their coaches still look trash. That's because they are trash. Cam Ward said it best. We ass. No other way to put it. They ass. That shouldn't be a shock. The Titans are like a once in a blue moon team. Every so many years, they have a decent team that can make a middle divisional playoff run, sometimes conference championship, and fall short. That's what they do. The closest they've been to the Super Bowls when they fell a yard short, literally. What's the Colts ceiling? You see them winning a playoff game, but either losing the divisional championship round. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I say more so divisional. Daniel Jones gonna look like the New York Giants. Daniel Jones in one of those playoff games. The first one he might do his thing. He might cook if they don't get like a first round bye or some shit. But that second game is gonna be more the same what we've seen years before. The good old boys, Eagles, have people real delusional. They not gonna repeat, but I don't think they're just gonna fall off a cliff for real. Milton Loki has an arm too. That's like his whole thing. That ain't no secret. That was like the main selling point for when he played at Tennessee was he can throw the ball like 80 fucking yards. Like it ain't nothing. Just like with the simple flick of his wrist. The problem was he ain't accurate. Anytime you look up any of his deep ball passing when he played at Tennessee, shit, even in Michigan, and in the preseason too for the Cowboys, or just any of his throw, he can only throw like one speed. He did have a nice floater in garbage time against the Broncos yesterday. I was like, okay, he put a little touch on that pass. That was nice. But at the end of the day, that man overthrew I don't know how many receivers in college for years, in the NFL for years, and then couldn't hit the intermediate quarterbacks or receivers because he's throwing that bitch 100 miles per hour, trying to break their fingers. So I don't think he'd be a consistently good starting quarterback, but for a drive or two, sure. He still got the physical tools. He can still run. And, like he big as shit too. So there's that. The Steelers Packers game kind of way could mean that Rodgers mentored Love pretty good. Yeah, if you notice, like all the Packers quarterbacks have some type of success, or at least the last three, and that's over a very long period of time. They're not like or not the Bengals, but the Browns or the Broncos, who done gone after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. No, they didn't have about three of them motherfuckers. Yeah, Brett Favre held it down for a while, even though he's a piece of shit human being. Aaron Rodgers held it down for a while. And for years, Jordan Love was learning behind him how to be a professional, etc., learning the offense, this, that, and the third. And now it's his turn. And they probably gonna do that again with somebody else. And they have a certain system that works. It's like how the Steelers, they've gone through what, 3, 4 coaches in like a 70, 80-year span. They got a certain formula that they don't fuck up. And even when they fuck up, the formula still works. Whereas you got teams like the Jets, they can rebuild 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a 10-year span and never get it right because their formula was already fucked up. Cleveland Browns, another example, their formula was already fucked up. It's the same shit. The Cardinals, the same shit. The Cowboys, you'll get to the playoffs, but you won't get any farther than that because the formula is a certain way. So some teams just know how to have. If you just know certain teams have a certain pattern that they go through. The ones you see in the playoffs more so do certain things differently than the teams that don't. I hate them ugly ass bumblebee. Whatever. All them alternate jerseys Steelers have them shits ugly as hell. The bumblebee ones that they had when they had Big Ben, the shit they wore, that shit ugly as hell. Like the only ones I don't mind is like the OG like block letters Franco Harris era Steelers. I'm like okay with the gray face mask, that's decent. All that other shit, the color rush is dope too. But other than that, that other shit ugly. All that shit ugly as fuck. You know what's crazy? A lot of teams are trying to copy that shit. Certain teams are trying to copy that Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love approach. Like, not every team can do it because a lot of teams might get a shitty quarterback when they try it. So they just wasted a bunch of time. And the Packers also aren't like a huge free agency destination spot either. So they have to draft well and do all this other shit to keep up. Bucks Packers NFC Championship game. That'd be dope. Baker versus Jordan Love. That'd be lit. You know, people are blaming Cam Moore when the past two quarterbacks they drafted didn't succeed. That's because people assume that the quarterback can just turn the whole team around by himself. Like you don't see that a lot. There are some anomalies where you could say that. Like Jaden Daniels, you could make an argument his rookie year changed the entire trajectory and perspective or perception of the Washington Commanders, despite being down 21-7 Mariota at quarterback right now. Oh, they trying some trick play shit just for a yard. That's crazy. That is insane. But you really don't see a lot of rookie quarterbacks just change an entire team. Like it's just something you don't see a lot. And especially if you went to a bad team as well, you had already have an uphill battle. It's like if you expected Caleb Williams to do good his rookie year, it's like nigga, he went to the Bears. Like what quarterback has had a whole lot of success there besides like maybe Jay Cutler. Rex Grossman did get to the Super Bowl, even though he wasn't the best quarterback. He wasn't even close to the best. But what other quarterback has had success? None of them. AC for real gonna make another run, are they? I don't think they go into no Super Bowl. No, they gonna go on a winning streak during the regular season for sure. They back in the mix for sure. I don't doubt it. They love that matchup. It's they go to. They can't help it. Kind of like the Packers and the Cowboys in the NFC. They love going to that matchup whenever the opportunity is given. So he banged up already, but he's a dark horse MVP if he can stay healthy. You know the niggas be doing Toradol and all this shit allegedly. We expect Rodgers to beat the Packers at some point. How? Like how? Unless they play in the Super Bowl, or he somehow pulls a Brady and comes back another year. Because I know the Steelers are talking about they want him to come back next season, but he said this is last year, so this is the only time he could play them is either the Super Bowl or last night. So I doubt that he's gonna go. I doubt the Steelers gonna go to the Super Bowl and shit. No, I don't see that. Could I see him come back another year? Maybe. Because he seems like the type of attention whore ass nigga to do some shit like that. Like wait till the last minute. Kind of like the Tom Brady shit. Like I'm gonna wait till the last minute. Yeah, I'm gonna come back. Come back 1 more year. See the Cowboys, Packers, or Cowboys, Niners, or Niners, Packers. Like they love switching those three out. Niners, Packers, for sure. Packers. Yeah, and especially Niners, Packers too. They love that shit. So maybe next season. Maybe if he does come back. Damn, Jaden Daniels a new face of the Campbell soup. That's crazy. They do look like they look for like that mama's boy type shit though. They pick certain athletes for that Campbell soup shit, if you notice. Steelers could make it to the Super Bowl, but that defense can't even stop running water. I don't think they're gonna make a Super Bowl run. Playoffs, sure. But a Super Bowl run, no. They might lose in the wild card if we being honest. You remember when Favre used to retire and unretire so many times? Yes. He was the king of that shit. He would wait till the very last game because it'd always be Sunday night football. It'd always be it'd always be the Packers because I think they were either in playoff contention. That's what it was. It was always like playoff contention type shit. And they'd usually fall short. And Brett Favre would start fake crying and shit during the interview, talking about how much he loved the game, how much he gonna miss the fans of Lambeau. All this bullshit every year for about 3-4 years straight. And then a week before the preseason, Brett Favre decided to come back to the Green Bay Packers. I'm like, this nigga here. And then he started getting creative with the shit because he was like, I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna go to the Jets. And then he did that shit for a year. And he was decent. He was decent. He wasn't what he was in Green Bay, but he was decent. Jets weren't complete trash. They were average. They did snap the Titans winning streak there because Titans started off like 10-0. And then, of course, he went to the Ops, the Minnesota Vikings. And they made a big deal with the Monday Night Football game when he returned to Lambeau. That's what they should have did with Aaron Rodgers. Instead of a Sunday Night Football game in Pittsburgh, y'all know y'all could have flexed that shit and said, you know what, let's just have it in Lambeau Field for Sunday night. The perfect way to do it. But nah, y'all want to do that shit. And they lost anyway. But they really should have did that. KD with the Campbell. So if the NBA players had a deal, Kevin Durant would definitely be on that motherfucker. I would say about a 10-7 with the Steelers. About a solid 10-7. Who leaves first? Lamar Harper. Bro, Lamar ain't going nowhere. Did y'all forget? No other team wanted to sign this man when he could have been a free agent. Did y'all forget that part? The whole league colluded to not sign him. That nigga is not going anywhere. John Harbaugh will be gone first. Because Lamar is the face of the team. Franchise quarterback. They'd be an idiot to get rid of that shit. To keep John Harbaugh for what? And the Ravens got a lot of information on Lamar Jackson that they ain't made public. So that's another reason. They could always hold that shit over his head. But I think it was a fumble on the tush push. Yeah. So pro sports gonna get boycotted with all the bullshit finally coming out. No, it's not. People still gonna bet on the shit. Like none of that shit gonna change. It makes it more I guess more mainstream knowledge and more common that people know this shit. People ain't finna boycott this shit. Are you serious? People like money. They ain't gonna boycott shit. They gonna still bet on the game. They gonna still watch it because it's entertainment. Like I don't know what's so hard to grasp about that shit. Like people ain't gonna stop watching that shit. People know wrestling's scripted and shit. People still watch it. Maybe not the WWE because they do a lot of stupid booking decisions, but there's still people that fuck with wrestling. Ravens win total was 10.5. I mean, the team ain't good. That's still over 500, but they not like one of the top teams. No. What info they got? Go look up my Lamar video because I'm not finna repeat myself about that shit. Go look up my Lamar video. Just type in Lobo Lamar Jackson, you'll find it. But the DPI and the Giant. Hold on. That Giants game was also bullshit. They was cooked the moment Scatterboo went down. It didn't even matter. And the fact that, like I mentioned before, the game they won on Thursday Night Football, I was like, yeah, they not finna do that shit twice. So how no ref ain't what? How no ref ain't get locked up? Cause they a part of the shit too. They just have fall guys and shit. They might blackball, but they not gonna just fully arrest them and shit. Now if they got out of the line, they could say some shit like they beat their wife or made up some crazy shit like that. They was on pills and all this other bullshit. What's good, man? Chill Bruckets in the building. Steelers traded. They would crash out receivers. That's how it's been since they had Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, George Pickens. Like they all Mike Wallace. They always have a problematic receiver. That's their thing. They gotta have at least one. Deontay Johnson. They always need somebody. So the game ain't worth watching anymore if you're a gambler. Some people just like it for entertainment. It's no different than a TV show. So that's not really true. So how Sham ain't locked up and he's sharing inside information? He knows shit, but there are certain things that he can still talk about and what they want him to talk about. Exactly. Like this is literally his job. I take it you assume that this whole NBA investigation shit is like 100% real. Like, and when I say real, as in like, oh, ooh, we really finna bust y'all. No, like they knew all this shit was happening. They just always have to have certain fall guys periodically to make it look like they policing shit. And never mind the fact that college athletes and college coaching staff can legally gamble. They say on pro events, obviously it's more than that, starting in November. So notice how they hit you with this shit to slide that past you real quick. Yeah, look at the NBA over here, but never mind these college athletes who've been gambling anyway. But legally, we're gonna make them gamble some more. Like, come on. The Saints need to trade everyone to truly rebuild. They tried that already and it didn't work. Then again, they did hang on to Kamara. They could have moved. They could have tried to get something out of that. Yes, beat the Bengals in 2021 to upset them again. That's right, they did. Exactly. That's like if the NFL had one, it'd be the same shit. Same things. It's like they've had fucking sports betting and mafia related scandals and shit for say college football way back in the day before. Decades ago. Same with college basketball. There's been numerous ones. Arizona State had the point shaving shit. I think that was in the 90s and shit. Like there's been a lot of different what's what I'm looking for here? Scandals that have came out about sports betting or point shaving and this, that, and third. So it ain't no new shit. Exactly. Gambling shit in the 90s, nothing happened. Gambling shit in the 30s. This shit go way back. They ain't gonna stop that shit. Said Sham need to get locked up. That's why Woj left. He saw it coming. I mean, they already know what goes on. It's just there are certain things they can talk about openly versus things they can't. If this quote unquote new information surfaces, yeah, they can talk about that shit. But if it's some shit they been knew already for you, oh no, they can't say that because they gonna find us out of a job real fucking quick. But did I see Bo Nix belt to ass on the Cowgirls? Yeah. Yeah, that defense can't stop shit. It's like everyone has their best day against their defense. Saints no call versus Rams. That would have been a better Super Bowl too. Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. Come on. I know we got it in the NFC, but like really, that would have been a dope ass Super Bowl for real. I don't think it would have been no 13-3 bullshit. Even if the Patriots would have obviously won the game. You just hope Jaden Daniels can stay healthy. Yeah, I don't really hope anyone to get hurt. As far as athletes, even if I don't like them, I'm not gonna wish them to get hurt. And it is annoying sometimes when you want to see a matchup between, say, two quarterbacks or a certain defense and a certain player, and then you end up having to watch the backup who can't do the same cool shit that the starter can do. Still wondering how an Arab named Sham is NBA beat reporter on NBA 2K. Sham said he was never a basketball lover. It's kind of like how some people might get into different areas of journalism they might not have even really cared about, but they're oddly good at it. Or they like a certain aspect of it, even if they don't care about sports. Or, like, for example, investigative journalism, they might find the whole process fun or interesting, even though they don't give a fuck about basketball or football or whatever sport. It's like some people like to do the debate type shit. That's their thing. Or they like to host or do this, that, and the third. There's so many different lanes and things you could do within that whole genre. Said Jaden Daniels is RG3. That's the most common thing, but it's not even that. He actually slides more than RG3. That was RG3's biggest thing is that nigga never slid. He was stubborn as hell about that shit. Jaden Daniels finally got the message. Hey, I should probably slide more. That ain't and it's the fact that they always run shotgun with a bad offensive line. It's kind of the same reason Joe Burrow gets hurt. Same shit. Bad offensive line running shotgun, you're gonna get killed in the pocket every single time. You'd love to see Rodgers and Mahomes in Super Bowl 55. I want to see that shit too. But they ain't never given us that shit. I technically it is possible. If they meet in the playoffs, it is possible we might get that. The more you think about it, yeah. After you mention that, they might finally give us that. If not, that's some whole ass shit that we went this whole time didn't have Mahomes against Aaron Rodgers at least once. Every time it could have happened, Rodgers was always hurt. They still gonna be ass. They ain't got no offensive line. They still gonna be sorry as fuck. Quarterbacks for players at LSU today air is injury prone. Chase isn't. Justin Jefferson isn't. Odell for sure. Obviously, we know Neighbors got hurt. Joe Burrow definitely. There hasn't been a repeat NFC winner in the last 20 years, so you wonder how that's gonna hold up this season. Probably be more of the same for real. Mm. Got way more yards than he should have got. Thought he was gonna get maybe like 4 yards on that catch, but no. Breeze and Brady would have been a killer Super Bowl, but we all know what happened with the no call PI against the Rams. Yeah, that shit was ass, bro. That shit was so ass. That is hands down the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen. I think I mentioned that before. I just really could not stand that Super Bowl. Everything, the halftime show, the game is it was so ass. So Jaden was the only one who attended Lacey's ritual funeral. He gonna be straight. I thought he was cool with one of them other LSU players, when Jamar Chase or something like that. I think Kyron Lacey was cool with him or Justin Jefferson. One of those. So no other team is really good this season besides the Eagles in the NFC East. Washington, they've been inconsistent. Dallas, inconsistent. Dallas either looks really good one week or they look really terrible. But they gonna be in the mix. Giants, they've had their moments here and there. Obviously, the way they lost yesterday, or not yesterday, but last week, can't have that. Can't have that. But essentially, they cook, especially after the Scatterboo injury. They cook. I hate to say it too. KC looks better than last year. At this point, right now, yeah, they do. At the beginning of the season, not so much, but at this point, yeah, when they're getting people back, for sure. I don't mind the 28-3. What's good, Soul 10? You said you definitely remember him as a player, but never saw or heard anything that whole day that he passed. Yeah, somebody texted me earlier yesterday. I was like, damn. They've been dropping like flies too. If you notice, there are so many NFL players that pass, you could say throughout the year compared to the NBA. Like the NBA, sure, they have theirs here and there at certain points, especially in the playoffs. But the NFL, that shit is year round. You got players dropping like flies. So many. It's like week after week after week at this point. Like last week it was Doug Martin. This week is Nick Mango. It's like every fucking week. Like it gets to the point. It's kind of out of control. It's really out of control. So Washington looks like they're going back to the basement. Damn. If they got Mariota as a quarterback, it's gonna be a little while. It's gonna be a little minute. AC West now is what people thought they was gonna be in 2022 of Russ and Carr and Mahomes. Yeah, Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs. Broncos right now looking like the team to beat. Chiefs obviously gonna be on their heels very soon. I can't wait to see them when them two play. I cannot wait for that shit. How did Derrick Henry pass Walter Payton so quickly in a passing league? Did you forget he played for the Titans, who was still a running team in this said passing league? Like he was there. There was a point where he was their whole offense. It was dink and dunk, but give it to that big motherfucker back there, and he gonna stiff arm the shit out of somebody and run 60 yards. That's literally it. And then you go to another team that is a run first team in the Ravens, who has a quote unquote running quarterback. You can do the read option too, and then you can line up in the eye and give the ball to him. What's gonna happen? He gonna score touchdowns. So yeah, it makes sense. So NFL hating on Hurts because he won Super Bowl as black quarterback. Now the main thing is people in general was hating on him before, and they still hate on him afterwards too, because The accolades you get don't really align with, I guess, where you rank as a quarterback. They look at him more. Most say he's not even top 10, which I think is a little crazy. But they look at that and attribute the tush push. Like you, it's kind of like SGA being a free throw murder. That nigga always fall after every shot, and he gonna get a call even when nobody touch him. Jalen Hurts, your offensive line gets the false start, and you got people pushing your ass a couple inches so you can score a touchdown, and you score all these touchdowns the same way. It's like you kind of cheesing. It's like you spamming in Mortal Kombat, like that one move that always works, and you just keep hitting that shit, and they can never stop it because every time they get up, they guard you. They can't guard quick enough. That's a touch push. So you're kind of like a touchdown merchant. Only thing you remember from Super Bowl 53 was Travis Scott singing "Sicko Mode" off beat like a motherfucker with the auto tune. That was the dumbest shit that they could have did. Like, if you know the artist's music is primarily auto tune driven, why the hell did you give him a regular microphone and have him do screamo versions of that shit? Like, make it make sense. Like, the NBA All Star game that very same year was in Charlotte. They had J. Cole perform. He had Middle Child, which has some auto tune on it. Guess what they did? They said, let's give him an auto tune microphone so it sounds like the song that he recorded in the studio. Somehow the NFL, it never dawned on them. Every Travis Scott song we've heard has auto tune. Give him a fucking auto tune mic. That's all you had to do, and that shit would have been at least 50% better of a halftime performance. It still wouldn't have been great, but still, what are we doing? So they slick kind of did him dirty with that shit. So we ain't used to a good boy image. As far as black quarterbacks go, he didn't have nearly have the career that Hurst did, but Rodney Pete, he kind of had that image. Really, most of the quarterbacks during that early 2000s era kind of did. Obviously, Michael Vick didn't. Donovan McNabb was the Campbell's Chunky Soup kind of like poster boy, so obviously he was one of them. Steve McNair, a lot of that shit came out after the fact, like after he retired and shit. He was just like that, the country dude, the big strong country quarterback. Culpepper, well, kind of more like lean the hip hop way, but it wasn't like this ain't the first time we've had that. Like Jay Daniels has a clean image too. Feel like Hurt's image would be different if they never used the tush push. I don't know how, but okay. When the Ravens are scripted for a dominant blowout win, they run Henry a lot. When we play playoff games and we're scripted to lose, we get cute with Lamar. Exactly. And Lamar passes up on open running lanes where he's got 20 yards of fucking grass. It's so obvious. Like I saw one of them Twitter posts yesterday. It had the Lil Yachty and Drake one. They're like, oh shit. It's like when you realize all you have to do is hand the ball to Derrick Henry to score touchdowns. I'm like I can tell when y'all niggas ain't trying to win. Like it's too easy. It's like anyone who's played Madden, they can tell when them niggas finna lose. Like, nah, you ain't doing the shit right. You got to get that ball to him, or get that ball to him, and do this. Exactly. Against the Bills, abandon the run. Chiefs in the playoffs, that AFC Championship game, I'll never forget that shit. The number of times Lamar could have just took the fuck off for a first down, but nah, this nigga gonna throw in the coverage. On top of that, and we ain't even gotta talk about the Zay Flowers fumble. The taunting and then the phone, like what the fuck? Ben Jones has his mom, but Jalen Hurts get fairy tale. To be honest, I still think that Jane Daniels and that mom, that shit kind of weird, bro. Like as much as how overly involved she is in his dating life, I'm gonna put it like that. Like I understand the overall message behind it, but it comes to a point where it's like he's an adult. He gonna have to learn from his mistakes one way or another. You can't shield him from every single thing, no matter what. Cause I see Utah put belt on Colorado. Fans want Prime gone. Yeah, man. I told you. I don't know why niggas thought he was gonna make the Colorado a national championship contending team. Like, what the fuck have y'all seen in Colorado to make you think some crazy shit like that? Like, it's not gonna happen. They peaked last year. That shit done. That shit been done. There's no reason to tune in. He's not coaching his sons no more. He's not coaching his adoptive son, Travis Hunter, no more. No one cares. Caden Salter ain't it. No one cares about that shit. That's why. They try hard. They try so hard to make sure they keep showing them games. No one cares. People care about Vanderbilt more than they care about Colorado right now. It's creepy like mom in love with his son. Yeah. I forgot that movie B Fire was telling me about, but that, that's kind of what I think of. I can't remember the name of the movie, but that's kind of what I think of when I think of their relationship. It was 43 nothing and a half. That's an ass whoop. You don't at that point you shouldn't even come back out of the locker room. Just stay in there. There's nothing there's absolutely nothing you're gonna do in the second half to make this turn this into a win. No, nigga, just hop on the van, hop on the bus and get the fuck out. No. 43 nothing. It's over if you are cooked. So at least Prom did better than Belichick. That ain't really saying much. Like that's not a major accomplishment. Bill Belichick let his girlfriend on the sideline. That's already a red flag. I was like, yeah, this ain't looking good. And he didn't have college coaching experience. That's I cannot forget that part. He did not have college coaching experience. We've seen it where college coaches go pro and they don't do shit. And they be some of the best ones, at least best college coaches. We've seen some NFL coaches that are really good go back to college and don't have nearly as much success. Ask Herm Edwards about that shit at Arizona State. Hey, that's probably true. That's the saddest part about that shit. You just know Belichick got your Tar Heels looking like the Kardashian ass right now. You praying on the downfall of all them teams, bro. That's crazy. Said the Rams, the Bucks, the Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs. That's a long list. That ain't gonna happen though. That ain't gonna happen. There's too many of the playoff teams. They not gonna do that. You have a higher chance of these losing teams doing that shit. Like the Jets. I think the Jets finna go back on the regular schedule program and getting the fuck beat out of them. The Dolphins. I think it's gonna be the same shit. The Browns, teams like that, bro. They finna them teams gonna keep losing. The Raiders, the Titans, they gonna keep losing. I know he from what Nashville. I didn't even know that until he retired. He was from Nashville. He don't have like a southern accent. He's like nothing about him screams Tennessee. Like he don't give off I'm from Tennessee vibes at all. And it's a good thing he don't coach Vanderbilt because they wouldn't be where they are right now. They be ass. DJ Warren said, "Thank God you fired Brian Kelly." That shit happened so fast. Like I knew it was gonna happen, but it happened way too quick. I was like, "Damn." I thought they'll at least give him the end of the season before it was like, "All right, we gonna part way." Nah, they said, "Hey, we got you buying money right now." Like hey man, pack your shit, get the fuck out. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't one of them Catholics. This ain't Notre Dame, my boy. Get the fuck out. They ain't waste no time with that shit. That's number. I think that's 9 now. Yeah, Billy Napier, he got fired. Sam Pittman, Brian Kelly, Frank, James Franklin. I know I'm forgetting a couple more that got fired mid-season. I forgot who else got fired. Virginia Tech's coach, they got fired. There's a few. They ain't waste no time. UCLA, that's right. Deshaun Foster, that's another one. He even make it 2 full seasons. Mm. Because it just feels like a very random place for him to be from. They always assumed he was from the north or some shit like that. He don't give me southern vibes at all. Like Nick Saban gives off more of like a southern vibe, but not somebody like Bill Belichick. LSU gonna get what? Aaron Glenn? Are they current DC right now? All right, man. LSU been whiffing on some coaches for real. Nobody wants to talk about it, but LSU been whiffing on some coaches. It's like they catch lightning in the bottle for a little bit with him. Les Miles kind of held it down. He had his flaws here and there, but he held it down for the most part. But usually they've been getting a little lightning in the bottle with a coach, like Orgeron when the Natty, and turning oh shit, he really ain't a good head coach like that. I think it was what 3 years. I think so. I want to say 3 years. Oh, this would have been his third year. Said the vampire's gonna be off Friday. Vampires. Landon making bank at Oregon night. Hell yeah. Phil Knight, yeah. For sure. That's why they got the hookup on all the new shit. All the new Nike shit. They always debut shit because they the main school because the founder went to that school. I feel like they biggest issue for one, Brian Kelly don't really understand SEC football. I knew that shit wasn't gonna work. And he already came out with the fake Louisiana accent in his opening press conference. I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna end well. I can tell. They not fucking with that shit. They don't play about that fake Southern accent shit. They don't. We seen that with Bush Jones. That shit don't work. That shit only lasts for so long, and then you get exposed. Orgeron, he was just too busy trying to get his thing wet. He was having chicks and shit. He just come to practice and stuff. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, come on, bro. Like, you ain't got to flex like that. You got a Wikipedia page. They can read that shit. They don't need to see it like that. You on TV anyway. Marcus Freeman. That'd be funny as fuck. I like him better than Brian Kelly, but that'd be funny as hell. Oh, he wanted the six guys. He wanted them. He wanted them OVOs. I get you. I got you. He wanted them OVOs. Them OVOs. You stay far away from Notre Dame. Anything they don't play in a conference. I hate that shit too, bro. Like it's like they really just doing any little thing they can to weasel their way out of having to really qualify for the playoffs. And I get it. They got one of the best TV deals in the country in college football. I get it. But still, it's like what it's like we're gonna play a little bit of Big Ten and a little bit of ACC, and we're gonna pick and choose which ones we gonna play. We're gonna play a couple decent teams in every conference, and then a bunch of weak ass schools, and y'all ain't gonna pay attention to it. I think the Dodgers go back to back. I do think they go back to back. That first game though was ugly. Game one was ugly as hell. I was like, sheesh. I think I got home around the sixth inning. Yeah, it was about sixth inning. And they kept mentioning that home run bell in Toronto. Like the announcer just kept bringing this shit up. They kept bringing up so and so can hit hard. They kept bringing up home runs. They just kept hammering home runs and the idea of it that inning. Or it might have been the seventh. It might have been bottom of the seventh. Top or bottom of the seventh. I don't remember. But anyway, they kept hammering away at this home run shit. And I was just watching. I was like, somebody finna crank one. Somebody finna crank one out this bitch. And they kept getting hits. 0 outs. And they had the bases loaded and shit for a while. And I'm like, somebody finna hit a grand slam. Because they keep talking about this home run thing. They keep teasing it. It'll be George Springer, this person, that person. And a white dude cranked that motherfucker. I was like, shit. This game over with. Didn't even bother watching the rest of that game after I saw that big ass lead. But the series got even, so it's cool, but still. Did not feel good at first. I saw that they like 5-2 if I remember correctly. Norfolk State Mike Vick had to fire some coaches. I ain't watching none of the games for either school, but that's what's up though. That's interesting. Yeah, they the West Coast Yankees. They always do this shit. That's why they always stay in contention. Nigga said crank that Soldier Boy grand slam. Yeah, this game over with, man. Like 2-12, 28-7. This game is over with. This shit is cooked. Dunzos, all that shit. It's funny, they didn't even bother trying to make this remotely close besides the first half. That's the most competitive shit they got on tonight. That baseball. It's just you can't compete with the NFL. Once the NFL season is in effect, every sport becomes a backseat sport. NBA, NASCAR, baseball. And it really sucks for NASCAR and baseball because they get most of that summer kind of to themselves. All they got to compete with like tennis and golf. That's it. Tennis and golf, very simple shit. Every now and again, some UFC, some boxing, but no big deal. Those are spaced out. But when football come back, it's when they get to their playoffs. That's what makes it the worst. Baseball kind of gets lucky because they can do their playoff games during the week. NASCAR got absolutely fucked because their races are typically on the weekend. Saturday, really Friday Truck Series, Saturday Xfinity Series, Sunday Cup Series. But there's also football on Friday night, Saturday all day, and Saturday night. NASCAR's on Sunday around the same time as the NFL games. You not beating that shit. There's your Sunday right there. So it's one of those things where you can't even really schedule shit in a way that's efficient where it wouldn't conflict with some other shit when football's on because it just takes up so much real estate on TV. Even on Christmas, The way they got it, where it's 2 games. By default, the NBA got to compete with that shit head to head at some point in the day. And just look at the way they do football in general on Thanksgiving. Obviously, there's college basketball. Kind of like early in the day, it's kind of just like whatever. If you don't want to watch the Lions or really the Lions play or whatever, there's some college basketball, some tournament or some shit. But then there's football basically from noon to night because you got the noon game, Lions, then you got the Cowboys, the evening game, then you got the night game. And then now they got the Black Friday game the next day. And on top of that, you got the college football rivalry games because it's like rivalry week around that time on ESPN, ESPN2, and all this other shit. And that goes on throughout the whole day next Friday. So you can't beat football with any sport in America. If we take care of business this next month, we can be 6-5. Walk to that first Bengals rivalry with a chance to go 7-5. No, I don't think. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. That smooth. My thing about the Ravens schedule really lies around December. Let's see, November's not too bad. You got, well, for one, you still got the Dolphins Thursday. The 9th, you got the Vikings. They should be ass. Browns, Jets, Bengals. December, you got the Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, and Packers. That's when it gets ugly. And then you close it out against the Steelers. That's why I don't think it's gonna be this shit where they can just go on a perfect run and nah, I don't think so. Jets should definitely be a win. And if they're lucky, they might split that, but I could also see Pittsburgh winning both of those. Mm. I mean, yeah, the game over at this point, for real, for real. Got a minute and some change left, 28-7. They not gonna come back and win. Really, this game been over for a hot minute anyway. Yeah, and then I guess that's how they closing out week 8. I expect some wilder shit to happen this weekend. Halloween weekend and shit like that. They're gonna probably have some wacky shit, especially Friday for like college football. They might have some wacky shit going on Halloween. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a black cat run across a football field or some shit. Cause that shit didn't happen a few times. But yeah, I'm finna slide up out of here. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. We gonna be back on Thursday. NFL pregame pick'em was that week 9. And yeah, y'all